Everyone knows that President Lincoln was assassinated in a theater, but have you ever wondered what it really looked like? Today we are exploring Ford's Theater to learn the story of this notorious day in American history.
Hey guys, so where we are today is outside Ford's Theater. So this is the spot where Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth in 1865. Forgive the sound, they're doing construction across the street, they just don't stop. Lincoln actually didn't die here, he was shot here, but he died in the house right across the street, which we're going to go to as well. So let's head in.
Ford's Theater is located in the Mid-Atlantic region of the United States on the East Coast in the United States capital of Washington, D.C. The theater is on the intersection of 10th Street Northwest and F Street Northwest. The best way to get to Ford's Theater is by Metro on the red, blue, silver, or orange line at the Metro Center stop, which is about 3 blocks away. Parking in the area is possible, but can be difficult to find, especially during the peak summer season. Ford's Theater was built in 1863 and served as one of the most prominent theaters in Washington, D.C. at the time. The theater is most known as the notorious site of Abraham Lincoln's assassination on April 14, 1865, by political extremist John Wilkes Booth and other conspirators. The building still serves as an active theater, and you can see several different types of shows in the actual space of the assassination. Before you see the actual site of Lincoln's assassination, you should definitely check out the small museum before entering the theater. Here you can see the gun used to assassinate Lincoln, learn about the political climate of the time, and better understand the story of his assassination and what the President and John Wilkes Booth were doing on that day. The museum helps you to really understand the intense political climate of 1860s America and offers you a glimpse into the reasons why some people wanted Lincoln dead in the first place. Through various artifacts on exhibit, newspapers, and interesting maps, you can learn firsthand how Lincoln was a hero for some and extremist tyrant for others. See a collage of the Lincoln family to better connect to the story on a human scale. Though he was a major leader of the world, loved by many and hated by many others, he was a man with a family and children whose life was stolen from him. On April 14, 1865, while viewing the play Our American Cousin, Lincoln was shot in this very theater by actor and political extremist John Wilkes Booth around 11 p.m. about an hour into the play. Imagine sitting in this very theater watching the play when all havoc breaks loose. Booth snuck into the back of the theater, walked along these very steps, entered Lincoln's balcony where he sat with his wife, and shot him right in the head. The bullet lodged into the president's brain and did not exit through the other side of his skull, ultimately leading to a slow and painful death. Booth, a very athletic young man, then jumped onto the stage and ran out the back door, where he had a horse waiting that he rented earlier in the day for his escape.
Okay guys, so after your tour of Ford's Theater, you're gonna want to go across the street to Peterson House. So even though Abraham Lincoln was shot in Ford's Theater, he didn't actually die here. He died hours later, very painful death, across the street in Peterson House. And it's included in your ticket to Ford's Theater, so you might as well take a look at it.
This house, built in 1849, belonged to Mr. William Peterson, who rented out rooms in his home as a boarding house for travelers, similar to an Airbnb host today. On the night of April 14, 1865, Lincoln was carried across the street from the theater into the home where doctors tried to remedy the deadly wound with no success. Lincoln tragically died in this very room in the early hours of April the 15th. After you view the room of Lincoln's death, pay a visit to the small museum that shows you moving images of the president's funeral services, newspapers displaying the country's shock on the next day, and the story of John Wilkes Booth and other conspirators' escape and eventual capture.
Okay, those were the sites of President Lincoln's assassination and eventual death across the street. I highly recommend you see it when you come here to DC because it really kind of makes you more connected to the story and it helps you kind of see where all these things occurred. So guys, if you like this kind of content, make sure you subscribe, share this video, like this video, and until next time, take care.